Baltimore is more than crabs in the wire, and I'm here to share the real stories of the real, true talented people in the city who don't get the recognition that they deserve. Please sit back, relax, subscribe, and watch how we make the whole world want to be more like us.
You back here for a fourth week straight? I feel like you back here for a fourth week straight. And shout out to the people who didn't believe I was going to stay consistent. I told y'all, no more year gaps. We're doing this 52 weeks straight. And I'm so excited that you have came back here for the fourth week straight. And if it's your first time, that's cool as well. You're on Bmore Like Us 410 TV, a channel solely dedicated to highlighting the positive sides of Baltimore because my city is dope, man. So if you want to get on here, you're doing something dope, or you feel like you are dope and nobody's heard your story, holler at us. And you can also be from another state, but you gotta be contributing to the city. All right? So if you're from Michigan and you want to be on here, you might just have to drop a bag, man. And not a bag on me, but on our kids, our systems, our playground, something. You just can't just stroll up on the channel, man, acting like, oh yeah, I just want to tell everybody my story. What you doing for my city, man? All right, now I'm kidding y'all, but I'm serious. All right, I'm serious. All right, but no, man, I'm super excited. If you were here last week, or if you weren't, we got a chance to talk to Cool Ant, one of the funniest brothers I met in my life, but he's also very serious. And all he told me throughout that whole interview, what I got from it is, you can be a hometown hero too. There's a hometown hero inside of all of us. That's what I took away from that interview. And that still stick with me, man, because I feel like I am a hometown hero. So shout out to Cool Ant. If you missed that, click right here. Catch that last week's video. And make sure you like, click, and subscribe. And remember, kick and click the notification bell. Because who want to miss out on the Be More Like Us video? Who would do that? All right? So we have the honor and pleasure. And y'all know y'all say every week you say honor and pleasure. But it is an honor and pleasure to be with our first female guest of the season and our first female guest ever on the channel. So we had a lot of guys on here throughout the years, but we never had a dope female. Let's just face it, what would we be without our females, our queens, right? So this person's like a sister to me. I met her big head. She got a big head. She ain't gonna tell y'all, right? But I met her big head. So in 1995, it's my best friend's sister. Shout out to Drew. That's my guy. Been like my guy ever since I met him around the way, LNG. And I literally seen her start her business, which she's gonna tell y'all what it is, out her grandmother's kitchen. All right. So I seen her in high school. I seen her become married, and then I seen her tell everybody that this business is gonna be dope one day in the kitchen, taking up the space in a little small kitchen. We trying to get past and get to the bathroom, and to actually doing big things, man, that I'm gonna let her speak about because I don't want to give y'all all the goodies right away. But Miss Taneka Weldon, how you doing? Like I said, I know you for years, but people don't know you for years. Maybe some, but not all, especially not the world. Now we're in front of the world, right? So who is Tanika and where are you from?
Well, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
Yay! Had to get me excited. What part of Baltimore?
I'm from West Side.
Yes!
West Side.
Yes, sir!
But yeah, I'm Taneka Weldon, and I'm from Baltimore. And I own Whimsy Cakes. I own Delight Little Bakers, and I own Top Notch Sweets Academy.
Woo! Say that.
Yeah, it's 3 different businesses, but they all have one common goal. And the common goal is to, one, put smiles on people's faces. Also to educate the kids. And I do teach adults, but my focus is more for kids because I want them to try different things. And if they love it, fall in for it. But it just allows me to put my passion in things that I love and things that I do to make other people happy. So that's why I like doing Whimsy Cakes. And I love Top Notch Sweets. I love teaching more than I love making cakes and other things like sweets and everything else. But the teaching part of it is the biggest part of me that I love.
You know what? I might be interested in you teaching me how to bake. Now, I can cook a little bit, a little something, but I can't bake for nothing.
It's science. It's science. If you are really good in science, you can do baking.
I'm just really good at math, so you might gotta help me.
Exactly. So if you're good in math and science, you can do baking.
Okay.
It's all scientific. It's more STEM than it is with just thinking that, oh, I'm going to put this together and put this. It's proper measurements. It's like I teach the kids in the classes. We just don't play in flour and sugar. We actually have lecture. So they get forms, they get homework, they get tests,
Oh,
they get
wow.
everything. So while we're in class, they get quizzes, and I give them like candy and treats and stuff for
Oh,
answering
wow, that's
questions.
dope.
But like if we have a recipe and it says that you need 2 cups of flour, I'll tell them, hey guys, I need you to split that recipe in half, or I need you to do it for a quarter of it. So it makes them
Wow.
sit there and figure out how to change their measurements. So it gives them math. So that
I need to put your big head nieces in the baking class then.
Yeah, it's fun. It's so much fun because the kids, and then I also draw onto the kids that are quiet, the kids that aren't natural leaders, the ones that don't feel like sometimes they have a voice. And so I split up the groups and I make them have like team leaders, and I'll make the quiet kids the team leaders, and that helps them find their voice a little bit because it gives them the chance to take over and not always following behind someone else or following behind what they think that they should do, and they can take charge and put their visions and their ideas out there to do whatever task that I give them to do. So I've had a lot of parents say that their kids are different when they're with me versus when we don't have classes.
So you have 3 businesses, but how did you come up with the first business? Like, what made you do it, and how did it all work?
Well, I kind of fell into my business with Whimsy Cakes because before I was an accountant. So that was numbers and math has always been my thing.
And you did insurance.
And I did insurance. I
I never forget, I took that trip out to South Africa to get an insurance quote. I was like, where am I at? And it's funny because now I live out there.
Right, exactly.
Drama.
But it was, I fell into it because of my daughter's birthday, and her birthday's in February. So every year, I know, every year it's always like a blizzard or something.
Yes.
So during that time in 2010, I believe it was 2010, wow, I've been doing it for 10 years. 2010.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 2010 was
Gotta celebrate.
I know, right? I didn't even think about that. But it was her 5th birthday, and she needed a birthday cake. Now, I wasn't baking. I wasn't doing any baking. I've always been an artist. So I used to teach arts and crafts in middle school.
Oh, wow. I never knew that.
In the summer camp, I would teach arts and crafts in summer camp. But my grandmother baked the cakes. So she baked the cake for me, and then I carved it out to make it like a skate. And I showed everybody the picture, and they were like, oh, can you make me this? Or can you make me that? And I'm like, yeah. Because all my jobs in customer service, I've always taught to never say no. So I was like, okay, I'm going to figure this out. I would make a Spider-Man. I would make a book. I made a jewelry box. I made so many different things. And because the mathematician in me, I would sit and I would look at something, and I would just look at the angles of it and seeing what part, like a puzzle, that I would need to do first. And I just got into it, and the cake started taking over everything, which I had to stop selling insurance. I had to stop doing the accounting. I stop doing all of that and just focused on cakes. Wow. And then my grandmother eventually quit because she said I was getting too many orders. So then that's when I had to learn to bake.
Difficult times. The world is going through difficult times. This presidency has taught us what we already knew and showed us everything. But most in our city, they say it's always difficult times. The murder rates, the things going on. What was your difficult time? Coming from here and being from the West Side and all that stuff. But really, a lot of people forget the adversities that come with not only living here, but being an entrepreneur. So that's a double-edged sword. So what did you go through, and how did you overcome living in Baltimore and being an entrepreneur?
So my most difficult time being an entrepreneur and being from Baltimore, I would say Baltimore really opened arms to me. Like I've always been supported, even through like my previous job as an accountant. I had a lot of professional friends in the business. I had a lot of political friends. So they embraced Whimsy Cakes. They embraced the academy. They even sponsored some of the students who parents may not could afford to pay for the classes. But the hardest part was just being able to juggle being a mom, being a wife, being a business owner. Like that is the hardest struggle for me. Mm-hmm. It may be easy for someone else, but I had the support. I had the support of my mom. I had the support of my dad. I had the support of my grandmother. but it was still extremely overwhelming because I felt like I still wanted to be 100% amazing mom, 100% amazing wife, and 100% amazing business owner. And I say 100% because if you're not giving something 100%, you're not going to get anything back from it. So when people say, "How your business doing?" You know, you honestly, I honestly tell you like how it's going. If I tell you, "Oh, it's doing amazing," that means I'm giving it 100% because you get what you give. And I say I got over that by just stopping and pausing because a lot of business owners, we don't take a break. We feel like we gotta work in our sleep. We gotta work. We can't eat. We can't stop. But I actually took a break and I sat and looked at everything that I needed to do to one, be a good mom, meaning make sure I stay on top of my kids with their schoolwork, make sure I stay on top of my kids with their hygiene, make sure I stay on top of my kids just being good people, because a lot of times entrepreneurs, their kids raise themselves because we're gone all the time. Being a good wife, that's still a struggle that I'm working on, because I'm honest with myself. And communication is one of the biggest struggles for me. But I have, like I said, sat and looked at it, worked through it, and I'm starting to communicate more because I'm one that I retreat and hold my feelings in. And being a great business owner, that is something that I'm continuously working on. And I say that because everybody has levels of success. And right now, I don't think that I'm as successful as I want to be. I've been on the Food Network, I've been on the Cooking Channel, I've been on all the local news, I've been in the paper, I've done so many different things, and everybody look at me like, "Oh, you such and such," or you've been on this, or you. I don't look at it like that. I look at it like, okay, that's just something I've done.
That you only scratch the surface.
Exactly, but I don't feel like I've actually reached the level of success that I want to do. Like I really want to be able to teach kids how to bake and decorate all over the world, not just in Maryland and Baltimore, but I want the kids to also strive for greatness. So that's one thing that I'm working on within my business to make me a better business owner is to give back more than what I've already done.
Even though you want the Western, shout out to the Western Doves. If you had to be really truly honest with yourself, based off your support group, Poly versus City.
You said be honest with myself about Poly versus City.
Yeah, who you with?
I mean, well, I look at it like a brother-sister relationship.
Who you with, Poly versus City?
Who's gonna win the game or who?
No, who you with, Poly versus City? You got us, Poly versus City.
Poly.
That's what I'm talking about. That's all I want. Go ahead, not now. Go ahead, not now. You try to do all the political business approach. All I want to hear is Poly.
I mean, Poly.
That's right. That's it. That's all that matters. That's I just want to hear you say it. 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 It's gonna be some city people mad.
Yeah, I have so many city friends, but Poly is in the blood. I gotta stick with Poly.
Let's go. So throughout the interview, I've heard you speak countless times about kids, which means to me, outside of the success of your business, a lot of your success you attribute to the kids, your connection with them, the things that you teach them, kind of like a trade school in a sense for kids. I think that's a good way to look at it. What would you say is like some of the best community work or tell people a little bit about what you do in the community? So many business owners make money, but they don't really reconnect with their particular area or side of town. So what have you experienced in business?
Well, I could say that I have always been into giving back for the community, but the kids are really the biggest thing for me. So every semester for the whole state of Maryland, I give out free cupcakes for every A on a report card. So if you have 6 A's, 7 A's, that's how many cupcakes you get. I've given out over 5,000 cupcakes.
Wow.
And then when the kids come in to show the report cards, if they have straight A's, they get entered into a drawing to win a free custom cake of a $250 value.
Wow.
And so I've done some Sweet 16s. I've done some. So it has really come in helping with the parents. So they don't have to worry about paying for a cake.
Not to mention, I did my holiday homage 2 years ago for the first time. And you gave out about 500 cupcakes for free.
Yep.
So I thank you. I appreciate that. That's definitely, I can see you doing something like that.
Yeah, and see, I don't even think about that type of stuff. Like just thinking about things that I've done to give back, I never think about it. I just do it. So I don't have like a record of everything, but I know that every semester, I didn't do it once a year. I didn't do it twice a year. I did it 4 times a year where we gave out a minimum of 500 free cupcakes every day. I mean, not every day, but on report card day. And we did it for Anne Arundel County, Baltimore City, Baltimore County. So I would look at the dates the kids got their report cards.
Wow.
And then we would have lines outside the door of the parents bring it. And the kids they look forward to it. So if the kids came in and showed me their report card and they had a C, I would say, why do you have a C? What are you struggling in? And so if they would say, they would actually tell me stuff that the parents didn't know. So then I would, the parents would hear it. And then the kids would say, okay, well, now they need to get a tutor. So they would come back the next semester and they brought that grade up from a C to an A.
You know what's funny?
All because of cupcake.
Same thing with my shoe program. In order to, even though it's free shoes, in order to get it, you got to show improvement.
Yeah.
Or you got to already be there. So you got to have a good conduct, you got to have good grades, or you got to have improved one letter grade. Just one, because I don't want to say straight A's, in a situation where they need something. But that's just funny that it's the same concept and we never even talked about that. I think that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and they love it. They look forward to it every semester, and it just brings joy because they come in so excited with their report cards. And they're like, oh, can I get how many cupcakes I get this time, or so. And I feel so bad for some of the kids that get one cupcake, but at some points I don't feel bad because I want you to strive for better. Don't just accept the bare minimum of your C or your D or maybe even a B. Sometimes if they tell me they were struggling in this class or it's hard for them, I'll go and I'll still give them a cupcake. But yeah, definitely get rewarded for things that they're doing.
Even though you're almost 90 years old, you're still
90 years old, okay.
You're still a young, thriving African American queen. But you weren't always a thriving African American queen. You started out as a princess. So sometime throughout your childhood all the way up till now, your experiences, you combine them all together, and you briefly touched on some things you might have said and encouraged the kids, but just if you could send one strong message in under 60 seconds to the kids out here watching, because there's going to be kids watching, sneaking on the phone or watching next to their parents, and like I said, you're the first woman on here. What do you say to the women out here who, to me, the African American woman and women in general are undervalued and underappreciated? Especially in the Black community, we don't value our women the right way. To me, that's how I feel about it. How did you survive all that? What message do you send to the young girls who look like you or who admire to be like you and going to see this and feel like they can do what you do? What do you say to them?
I would just tell them to never take no for an answer. And if it's something that they feel is important to them and they want to do it. Like, research everything that you need to research to get it done. Don't think because you've never done it before, you don't have experience in it, it can't be done. Because, like I said, I've never baked before. My grandmother was my baker. And then I had to eventually learn how to do it. And what I did was I didn't just learn it, I mastered it. So, I teach my kids French desserts and, all types of cultural different sweets and treats. And it wasn't just something that I had to figure it out. I actually didn't take no for an answer. And I researched it, I did it, and I made it work. So if you want to be a dancer or if you love to sing and that's something that you're really passionate about, go for it. It's enough room for everybody to dance. It's enough room for everybody to sing. And it's enough room for everybody to bake.
Baltimore is ever changing. Typically people highlight the riots and the Freddie Gray case and the shootings and the robberies and everything. The Wire. I mean, this stuff that, okay, yes, it's synonymous with Baltimore, but a lot of people feel like there's a shift that's happening, particularly starting in 2020, dealing with the virus, the illness, and people start to really have a coming of our own, a kind of resurgence of past ancestors and people of the 70s and 60s, if you understand what I'm saying, and I know you do. So with all that being said, where do you see Baltimore being in 5 years? With the current state that we're in, with the current state the country's in, with the current people shifting in the new leadership and people taking new seats at the office, both in council and in delegates and in the Senate. Where do you see Baltimore being in 5 years?
5 years, I do see growth. It's not the reason why I say I see growth because one, the new mayor, the mayor is young. He has connections with the young people, and the young people are what tomorrow's going to be. He's been in politics. He's been in politics for a long time. So before he became the mayor, so he has experience, and he has the cultural connection with Baltimore to help with that. But not just the mayor. We have the new comptroller. We have a new everything that was stuck for us to just keep being the same and the same and the same every year has now changed, so it doesn't give you anything but growth. And they want different things for Baltimore and they want more for the youth. So I feel like by them wanting to do that, and that not only wanting it, but they have set forth um, like a plan for it to get done. So I know that Baltimore is going to be way better than where we were, especially since 2020. Can't do nothing but go up, really. But I just feel like we have a good team that will put things in motion for the youth to be the new leaders.
Will you be here in 5 years?
Yeah, I'll definitely be here in 5 years. I'm not going anywhere. No, I'm not. I don't think that me leaving Baltimore is going to help Baltimore. Me being here and focusing on the youth, like I always say that's my focus, is going to be a contributing factor to making sure that tomorrow and that my kids will have um, a better, like, I'm trying to think of the word for it, but they'll have a better sense of things that they want to do. Just my small portion.
You'll leave a legacy.
Yeah, my small portion would definitely leave a legacy for kids that may want to bake and may want to, have their own businesses and things of that sort, to let them know that they can do it too.
You made me feel like I can bake.
You can.
That's an accomplishment because I don't.
You can. It's like a puzzle. Putting all the puzzle pieces together, and voila, it's done.
Well, puzzle master, who would you like to shout out?
I want to give a shout out to my family because they definitely make the sacrifice to be able to allow me to be able to do what I do. Especially my husband and my mom and my grandmother, because they keep the kids in order and my husband keeps the home in order. So, and it definitely is shout out to my students because y'all are amazing. Y'all are bomb. Like, my students are so amazing. Like I can't even describe how amazing they are. They're still baking, even during the pandemic. They're still baking. So, it just makes me feel so good because it's like I just put a little seed and it's just watching it grow.
Fantastic. Everything has to end, huh? Here's my sad face, guys. All right, no more being sad. But no, another week in the books. What do you guys think about our first female guest? Put the comments below, man. Tell us how you feel. Remember, top comment gets a free Be Easy item. And you never know what it's going to be. I got new drip. What? Who else giving out new drip every week? Whatever. Comment below. Was she dope? How dope was she? No, we ain't gonna say was she dope. How dope is she? Tell me how dope she is. Whoever had the dopest comment gonna get some dope gear. That's how we doing it, man. We doing it real big in 2021. But what an awesome interview. It's an honor to have you here. And if I can say anything to you guys is dream big. No matter who you believe in, the creator, Yahweh, God, Allah, never ask the creator who you believe in for nothing small. You can do small things yourself. You can make cereal in a bowl. You can put a bike together. You can do anything, but ask for things that you don't even believe are possible and watch the impossible become possible, because when you split it up, impossible says I'm possible. All right, always remember that. And also remember to kick that daggone notification button in the bottom. Make sure that it go ring, 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 so you won't miss the 5th interview. Because guess what? We might have another female guest. I might got to keep the party going because women dope. And you got to remember women are dope, all right? And also remember our nonprofit, Bmore Soulful Kicks. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Bmore Soulful Kicks, right here. All right, go to the video last week up here. And We give out free shoes to families in need, man. I don't know how much better that gets, man. So, hey, if you're in need, email us. We don't put out anything publicly unless you're okay with that. You want to share your story. We're here for the community, but we're gonna definitely make sure that some family out there has some feet on, man. We're not gonna bully nobody. No more bullying in 2021 or forever. We're gonna take care of each other, all right? I want you to always remember, no matter where you are in Baltimore, never forget to tell the world to be more like us. It's the 410, baby.